ready. This is gonna be a hoot.
Well, the question was, if Iran were to launch a nuclear attack on Israel, what would our response be? And I want the Iranians to know that if I'm the president, we will attack Iran. Whatever stage of development they might be in their nuclear weapons program in the next 10 years, during which they might foolishly consider launching an attack on Israel, we would be able to totally obliterate them. That's a terrible thing to say, but those people who run Iran need to understand that, because that perhaps will deter them from doing something that would be reckless, foolish, and tragic.
Does that word sound familiar? Obliterate? Anybody else say obliterate? And everybody said that, what a heinous word to say. Well, as you can see, he wasn't the first one to say that. And finally, let's hear a little bit from some previous presidents, y'all, before we have a full-on discussion.
All trade and investment with Iran.
Our second goal is to prevent regimes that sponsor terror from threatening America or our friends and allies with weapons of mass destruction. Iran aggressively pursues these weapons and exports terror, while an unelected few repress the Iranian people's hope for freedom.
I strongly believe that our national security interest now depends upon preventing Iran from obtaining a nuclear weapon.
Well, I can say to you, Iran will never get a nuclear weapon on my watch, as they say.
Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated.
Let's talk about it for a second. A lot has gone on with Iran. I just wanted to bring up, we've talked about Iran quite a few times, and we'll get to talk about the blockade in a second, but this is not new. I've just showed multiple generations of presidents being like, listen, we really don't want them to have a nuclear weapon. And if they do, we're not going to be happy. Now, I will say with the Hillary video, one thing she did say is that if they were to attack Israel, that is what she would do. So not that she would initiate something like that, but in response to something. But to piggyback on that, I also want us to look at the sentiment of every president.
Like that's the whole point of defense, right?
They've literally, every president since Clinton has said, like, listen, we're concerned that Iran's going to have a nuclear weapon. So it's just, for some reason, Donnie was like, listen, I'm pulling up. I'm going to take care of this. Y'all been talking about, I don't know if Iran has it. I'm pulling up.
I do it.
I'm on my way.
I do it. Yeah, I do it. It's cool.
I mean,
I've been talking about this. And nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about any of these other presidents said something. They said something, but they ain't really pull up, you know?
Yeah. Hate it or love it, he stand on business when it comes to this. And it's not, and that's the thing that gets me is just, well, I mean, honestly, we all understand the TDS of the situation, you know.
Well, Obama, I can't say Obama didn't do anything, though. He did have a negotiation with him, so I can't say Obama didn't do nothing.
He gave him some money.
Whatever, they chill. Yeah, they chill.
But they gonna still keep
satisfy the situation, and that'll be what it is.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Like, my thing is the issue I have at hand.
We need this money. If we gonna be sanctioned to death, essentially we put on an island financially from everybody. What do you expect for a certain country to do? Right? I mean, you being put in that kind of position. Now we starving. We're separated from everybody. Same thing that was done with Russia, right? You take them out of SWIFT. That's how everybody transacts. What do you? I'd have been like, look, somebody to do?
Look, me and NATO, we got to sit down and talk about this, y'all. Everybody got to put in.
NATO come from us. They said we didn't. Well, NATO said, "Listen, you ain't asked us if you could pull up because maybe we would have said no." They said you big dog.
I'm talking about with the previous presidents. I'm just like, we got this. Let's look, NATO. We got to figure this out. We're trying to strengthen, deal with them within reason. They like, huh? Y'all got all the money.
Sound like an American problem to me. That's what they like.
Yeah.
We call y'all.
Yeah,
What you
right.
call me?
Like I signed up for the ride. I ain't signed up for the die.
Mm-mm.
Right. Meanwhile, everyone we
said-
gonna
Said,
obliterate them.
Ride and will die. That's two different things.
That was one of them campaign promises that folks didn't plan on really seeing through. Elect me, and I will obliterate Iran. And then some, they're like, we'll get to them. 2 years
Well, to
later,
be fair,
we'll deal with them.
To be fair, Obama didn't say he was going to obliterate. He just said that I acknowledge that they're a threat. Bill had his own stuff going on, but Bill acknowledged that they're a threat. Listen, if Baby Bush would have had the time, I'm sure he would have pulled up. We didn't showed him before with his rhetoric. But they're all my thing is this, they're all acknowledging that there is concern from their perspective of them having nukes. So
we slide out. Lane chain, late talk, go grin in the glass. Wristwatch, jam throwing out game like soft toss. They ain't cutting through the noise, no small talk.